But I'm going to go with Joe on this one, where you're asking people to change user behavior, and that's very, very hard to do. I wouldn't do this. It's too much effort for me to do this. But you know what? I'm probably not your customer anyway, because I think women buy most of the purchases in supermarkets or in big chain stores. They're the ones that actually make the purchase decisions. They're also the people who play Zynga. I think 70% of all Zynga players are women. So I'm probably not the right audience for you. It's an innovative idea, but I wouldn't do it. It's too much work.
Yeah. Joe, has this one convinced you?
OK, so my quick thoughts are, holy crap, this is a very hot space these days. I mean, if I look at Shopkick and I look at applications like this, I think this is going to happen. My guess is that the big challenges to the business are, one, two kinds of distribution. One is, can you get retail establishments and brands? I felt like I was on The Price is Right, by the way. Just trying to guess those prices. Can you get those kinds of partnerships to get distribution, both at the level of the retail establishments, the brands which people are buying, and importantly, the consumer to actually get the application so that you're competing with Shopkick and others, other couponing companies, for example. There's a lot of people that want to get in that intersection of social and mobile and commerce. So I do worry about how on earth, again, as a venture investor, how do you pick a winner? As an entrepreneur, I would love to be in this space because I feel like the number of off-ramps, if you don't get escape velocity, somebody's going to pick this up, right? I mean, you've sold one company successfully before. So I would say, personally, as a venture investor, really tough to pick a winner in this space with a number of people kind of cramming into it. As an entrepreneur, I love playing in it because I feel like the market is lifting so fast, there's going to be multiple exits. So basically, VCs are babies and very scared. So it's very tough for guys like me to pick a winner in this space. But again, I like the category.
Josh?
So I wish that everybody who's presenting would open with their backgrounds. I think that makes you into a human and not just someone on stage. You know, my focus is similar to Joe's. I think the customer acquisition is one of the greatest challenges here on multiple fronts. And it wasn't focused on, you didn't focus on your strategy in the presentation. You have very little time, but maybe give us a quick, why will you sign up merchants and brands? Why would you win versus the other folks that are out there?
Can you repeat that? If I were a customer?
No, why will you win the customer acquisition battle since the market is crowded? How will you win?
Got
What's
it.
your strategy?
Customers being end users, not advertisers in this.
Both end users and brands.
Got
and
it.
merchants.
So two ways. I'll do one of each first, kind of on the customer side and then on the advertiser side. On the customer side, first I should say it's my background in terms of introducing customers to products. And that's what we did kind of to the tune of $100 million at Advantage Media. We have a number of strategies involved for that. I think the most interesting of which is to approach product companies instead of locations. All the folks who've been in this space so far have gone after locations. But really, if you go after products instead, you get something that's much more useful for the consumer. So instead of only pulling out this app when I go to one particular electronics store or one particular clothing store, I can take this out at every electronics store, every toy store, every supermarket, and earn rewards each time. I think that's highly motivational to the customer because there's nothing to remember. There's no particular relationship to keep in mind. If you're going shopping, you use checkpoints and you get extra rewards. On the advertiser side, what's unique is that opportunity to show the product connection page. So when the consumer's there in the aisle holding their phone, to be able to deliver a coupon in real time, to be able to deliver a recipe in real time, that's powerful stuff. And no one's been able to do that until now.
OK.
Very quickly, I mean, I think that this is interesting because in the end, it's about the checkout as opposed to check-in. So anything that drives into that is very appealing. The question is that I have is very much along the same lines, which is customer acquisition cost and how that is going to work out in terms of distribution.
Not only that, but the customer you're going to acquire is somebody who is maybe not the best customer that the store wants in there. Somebody who's high paid. I used to run a retail store, right? Somebody who is going to buy a $3,000 camera ain't going to spend time to play a little game on their iPhone to save a couple bucks or get a prize. Where somebody who's homeless or unemployed or underemployed, you know, my brother-in-laws are underemployed, they would play this all day long because they would get stuff and they have the time to go into stores and play this kind of game. So So I'm wondering what protects the retailer from getting customers in their door that are never going to buy product, and two, why is it interesting for a regular person? I just don't get that.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, we're not primarily going after retailers. We're going after product manufacturers. So Belkin, Tyson, et cetera.
I know, but you're going to be shoving people into the retail store going, you know, that are going to be walking around with these cell phones, and they're going to be low-value customers. They're not going to be the customers Sephora wants to meet or Nordstrom wants in the door, right?
You know, I disagree that they're going to be low-value customers. I would say if you were at a major electronics retailer and someone offered you 5% off, I don't know you, but I suspect you'd at least pause to think about it for a moment. Or if you were at a supermarket and there was a product you were going to buy anyway, and at the moment you had it in your hand, you could get an offer from them for either buy one, get one free, or a related product, or a competitive product perhaps. I think even, you know, the group at this, you know, here would really have to think about it. Will there be people who go out and try to abuse it? That's possibly. There's always some bad eggs. But I think our primary use case is the regular person who's looking for some additional value throughout their day.
Okay, we're out of time, so that's checkpoints, everyone.